Hello, everybody. Come on in. Hang out with me. Sweet Things here.
Hey.
Yep. It's been a day or two since I've done a live stream, so just thought maybe I should get on and kill some time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hello.
Oh, hi guys. I don't know I was up here yet.
Yep. Were you able to share it?
Yeah, I already sent it to her.
Okay. So what's new with you?
Nothing, just hauling freight.
Yeah, Texas is a big state, depending on where you are.
You're on Interstate 20. It's exactly 989 miles across from east to west.
Yeah.
From Texarkana to El Paso.
My dad was born in El Paso. Man, I've had a lot going on the last few days. So I'm currently looking into getting a second job at one of our local school systems here. It's not an 8-hour job, which is, it's fine. It's 4 hours in the evening, 4 to 8. And I'm just a janitor. I just clean. Like, there's a group of us that are be at the school, right? So each of us has a task or a room or something to clean each day. And it's always the same school, Buns. It never changes. I don't go anywhere else but one school. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean Williams, how you doing? Can you share me out as well? So let me ask you something, Sean. Was Darren around this week?
No. I mean, I talked to him video call.
Was he available after 5 yesterday? Because I was busy.
I don't know that because I didn't talk to him yesterday. It was the day before yesterday I talked to him. Oh. Yeah,
Yeah.
he might be doing a live stream this weekend. I'm not sure. All I know is I'm not going to be able to karaoke this weekend either because there's no way I'm going to make it to the West Coast and then back home by this weekend to get my new K1.
You going out west?
Yeah, I'm going north to Salt Lake.
I tell
and
you.
and then hopefully from there I go to Vegas or go through Vegas.
That'd be good.
I
For
used to
late,
not care. I used to not care less to go to Vegas because I don't partake in any of it. But when I discovered a couple of karaoke bars, then it became different.
is this like a vacation, kind of like a small one, or what?
It's just like going out to a club, nothing different.
Are you still getting loads?
Oh yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's like I'd be shut down for the night. I'd get me a rental car and then head on down there to the border of Henderson and Vegas, where there's this club, Clyde and Margaret or something like that. I can't remember the names. It was the name of the two owners, but the majority of the clientele that show up there are mixed Asian descent
Okay.
because they offer a lot of good food there, like sushi and stuff like that.
Marion says, ugh.
Yeah. That's like yuck.
It's wrapped up in seaweed and rice, correct? Sushi?
Well, the wrapping part of it is like a real thin paper, and yes, it's made of seaweed.
The seaweed was probably pretty good
Just like spinach.
because I got a taste of it one time.
So, Sean, did you ever get that clip I sent of the Titanic drawing thing and the Kate Winslet farts?
Yeah. I don't understand how the hell they're going to make a sequel. It's probably going to be complete bullshit. And a bunch of teenage girls are going to go run and pay the money to watch that shit. It has no historical significance. Neither did the first one. All of it was true except for the story of Leonardo DiCaprio and Jack and Rose. Those two people did not exist, but they had to add that so the teenage girls would come running and say, "Oh, I gotta watch this,"
I gotta watch
because
this.
if you didn't have the romantic story in there, they wouldn't give a shit.
Kate Winslet looked pretty hot when she disrobed.
Then all the men would come running.
She's thin now. She used to be a huge bitch.
I don't know how they're doing it. How are they making a sequel when Jack died? And then at the end of the movie, Rose died after she let the Hope Diamond go to down to the bottom of the water. That's what they were looking for.
Yeah.
It's like, come up with another bullshit story for the girls to like of historical significance. Yes, Titanic was big back in the day. But me, I can care less about the Jack and Diana story. Let's get to the carnage. But I used the Titanic movie and story, what happened historically, as what's going on today. People that are in denial of what's going on are the same people that said this ship can't sink as they're watching the water come up the hallway at them. Did you see in the movie? Did you see how terrorized that guy's face was? Wasn't until it was too late he realized we need to get the fuck off the ship.
About 3 or 4, let's see, end of February, we went to a Comic-Con, the horror Comic-Con, and Billy Zane was in Titanic. He was also at the Comic-Con, so we got to see him. You remember Billy Zane?
Which character was he?
I'm not sure what he played, but I guess a rich guy on the ship. I'm not sure what he played, though.
He's just one of the rich guys in the rich family on the ship.
Oh, did he play Hoxley?
I don't know.
He was overlooked the girl
Yeah.
lot.
He was the rich prick.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And he had an attitude. You didn't want to be around him.
So you saw the movie?
Oh yeah.
He was a rich tycoon
I saw
in
the
Pennsylvania.
original.
Yeah, he played a real person on the Titanic. He was a Pittsburgh Steel
I
tycoon.
saw the original with all the stars in it.
Yeah.
Of course, all the stars are dead and gone now.
Yeah, this chat's not jumping at all. So, Sean, what'd you donate today?
A couple of tacos.
From the fake place, Taco Bell?
Nope. Whenever I'm down here, I don't eat. Matter of fact, even when I'm home, I don't eat Taco Bell. I would never eat that anymore if you paid me. Because it's not Mexican. You can call it that, but it's not. There's a big difference.
Were they from 7-Eleven, like 99 cents?
Nope. Food cart. You can count on the food trucks around here. People make good money doing that.
Were they cheap?
Oh yeah, I mean, normal price.
Kind of have to caution yourself around food trucks because, I don't know.
They're always being inspected by the health department. Just like I'm always inspected by DOT.
Do you still got to do those what is it? Where you have to weigh yourself?
Scale houses?
Weigh stations?
Yeah, they'll always have those. That's how states make money. Matter of fact, we got the Blitz coming up in a couple of weeks. A lot of guys will be going home for that during that week. The ones that have, trucks, they know that it's not going to pass in an inspection. That's why when the Blitz happens, I'm like, good, let me be out west because a lot of freight opens up, pays really good, I'll take it. I don't have to worry about DOT.
Did you just pass the Loves or something?
Yeah.
So how far can you get on a tank of gas? Like a full tank?
With both my tanks filled?
I guess.
Anywhere between 14 to 1,600 miles.
I don't know if that's big or not, but that sounds. Hmm.
You remember the lady in Titanic that swam underwater
Kate Winslet?
when they were trying to get to the other side?
I don't understand.
Uh, it was an older lady.
I knew the hulls flooded because the Titanic hit the iceberg.
Yeah,
Uh,
they were trying to get to the other side, and they
are you
had
talking?
to.
You talking about the woman that gave Leonardo DiCaprio her son's suit? You're built just like my son. You're talking about that actress
I don't know.
because she was in that movie Mystery or Misery. Stephen King.
Oh, Kathy Bates.
She was also Adam Sandler's mother. My
I
boy don't play no foosball.
in this.
She was in Titanic.
Yeah.
She was.
Yes.
She was a rich lady, and she gave Leonardo was invited to dinner, and she asked him, "What are you going to wear?" And then she took him to her place and had one of her son's suits. She goes, "You're just the same size as my son." She provided him with a suit.
Oh. Uh, no, it wasn't her. It was another lady.
Like
That-
way older?
Yeah.
Wasn't too many women that were known in that movie. There was the woman that played Rose's mother.
Maybe that was it. Because she was a good swimmer, and she talked about all the time what a good swimmer she was. And she when it came time for them to challenge the water, she decided that she was going to go underneath the water first and challenge herself.
Put your hand down, Wiggles.
And I think what it was is she had a heart attack.
I don't remember.
Uh,
I haven't seen that movie in over 20 years. That movie came out, what, 98, 99?
97.
When?
97.
97.
and she had a heart attack because she couldn't manage the swimming.
She was an ass.
Yeah. But that's what sort of destroyed Celine Dion's career. Yeah, she had a big hit with that song. But when the radio is overly playing it and you try to avoid, you couldn't avoid it. It was being played so much. It kills it. That's why people coming out with new music They don't want it played on the radio because they'll kill it in 2 or 3 days. Me, I got sick of hearing that. As soon as we went to a party or something, someone started playing it. Well, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Because there's not a whole lot of new music coming out anymore.
What was sad was having Leonardo, Leonardo DiCaprio and the girl dancing, and they play music to him, and it's really sad.
Yeah, it was. It all started way back when Napstar came around. That's what destroyed the record business. That's why a lot of bands used to be able to make a lot of money just selling records. Gene Simmons covered this. He said when they did that, we give music on the internet for free, it destroyed the record labels. They're not making any money. The only way you're going to make any money is you're going to have to play live. Live concerts, that's where you make your money. That's why a lot of them that have been around for years, back in the early 2000s, come up with their own record label. When they wanted to release new music, they did it on their own label. Kiss was one of them. They call it Kiss Mercury Record. And
they had
he said
one of the stars play for that Rose girl. She, when she had something going on, they would have really gotten a record label, because it would have been somebody like what was it?
And a last ditch effort, and I believe it was in the late 90s, early 2000s. The last group that was able to make a ton of money and never go on tour and play live because they couldn't. Because none of them that you knew of actually sang on that record. None of them could sing. They tried training them, but it didn't work. They were the image. The people who actually sang it, you'd be like, that's the Spice Girls? Ugh. Yeah.
Oh, I can't.
It was the Spice Girls.
Spice Girls singing that.
They made a ton of money off those records, and they never played one concert. Because it wasn't them singing. They were lip syncing in the videos for MTV and VH1, and everybody thought that they were singing it. No.
Because Rose was singing something and they had her lip syncing. And they
didn't want to go in the direction of Milli Vanilli because it came back to bite them in the ass. They sold Milli Vanilli for years until they were caught lip syncing at a concert, and they ended the entire show and canceled the tour because they had a freaking riot going on.
The Claire, or the girl that sings now, and gets way good songs.
But playing big,
Because she's uh uh
You got to bear with her, Sean. She has a hard time putting her words together.
that's all right. But even with live shows, it really ain't working too much anymore because of people playing backtracks. People want to hear it live. That's why I love going to a Kiss concert live because they made mistakes and people loved it because that made them known that, sometimes they would make a mistake on purpose or change the lyrics because that lets you know they're actually playing. But towards the end there, Paul Stanley could not sing anymore. So they had to use a backtrack with him. Everything else was the band playing and singing, except for Paul Stanley because he couldn't do it anymore. But that was a bridge too far for a lot of people.
I heard he had stopped singing.
Yeah, Paul Stanley had the same surgery as David Coverdale. That's why David Coverdale retired too, because he can't sing anymore. Not only that, he's up in age. He's in his 80s.
Oh my goodness.
For singing for years can do a number on your throat where your voice box, you can't sing anymore. You just can't do it.
Yeah. I know it did a number on Neil Diamond when he was singing. And he couldn't carry his voice.
Yeah, look at all the Amazon Prime containers, am I right, on that train. And yeah, the train is moving. No, but J.B. Hunt and Amazon Prime on that. I wonder how much of that shit was tariffed. Woo, that's a lot of money.
And I went to see Neil Diamond in concert.
I never got to see him.
But that was when he was a lot younger. And back then, he could sing really well.
And Neil Diamond wrote a lot of the music for the Monkees back in the 70s.
Really?
Yeah. He wrote their number one song, I'm a Believer.
Oh, that's right, he did.
And the reason why the Monkees didn't last very long is because Mike, the guitar player, and he's the one that invented MTV. He's the richest man in Hollywood. He didn't need to make it anymore. Once he invented MTV,
Yeah.
that's why whenever they did a Monkees reunion, you never saw Mike.
He got really rich.
How far are you going to get to today?
Well, open. I'm hoping to make it to the TA in Lyman, Colorado, but that's wishful thinking.
But he was really rich, even at the Comic Cons.
Who?
Mikey,
Who's that?
the
One of the monkeys.
one of the monkeys.
His
Yeah, there's Mike, Peter, Davy Jones, Mickey, and there was probably one more in there somewhere. I can't remember. But no, there was just them. Mike, Mickey, Davy, and Peter.
And one was English.
Yeah, Davy Jones.
Davy Jones, yeah.
Yeah, he was the one that all the girls loved. Yeah, the last thing he ever did is he was in the part 2 of the Brady Bunch movie.
Oh, I remember that. I saw Brady Bunch when he was on there, and Marcia fell in love with him.
Well, even in the old TV show, she was crazy about Davy Jones.
Oh yeah.
All the girls in the 70s would kill themselves over him. Ugh. Ugh.
Of course, they sang uh, uh, British music all the time. Even when they were in London.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember that number one song Davy Jones did, and he did it in the movie, Dancing with Marcia, the new Marcia, not the old one. What was that damn song?
Okay.
Let me mute it. I'll be right here.
Okay.
Look what you have done to me. I got some of the lyrics in my head, but I can't remember the name of the song.
There was a song he sang uh,
Oh,
when he had the girls uh, uh, on the uh, below the stage. Um, and they were loving it. That he sang to Marcia.
yeah, in the movie, that's the song I'm trying to think of. I can't remember the title of it. I know
Yeah.
how some of the lyrics go, but I can't remember the title of it.
And she was so smitten. It was so funny.
Now, mind you, when he did this movie, he was in his 70s. Davy
Oh,
Jones.
really?
Yeah. I don't
I
think
would
any of the
never
monkeys are around
thought,
anymore.
I would have never thought that because she was not in her 70s.
No, not the girl who played Marcia. Davy Jones was in his 70s when he did that movie.
Yeah.
Less than an hour from Interstate 40. Yeah, I got to stop at the Road Ranger in Amarillo and fill my tanks up. Possibly do a 30-minute break, get the rest of my time in. But for the movie, he had this young rock band behind him, and
Uh huh.
they made the song more modernized, which made it sound a lot better in my book. Because musical instruments back in the 50s, 60s, and most of the 70s did not sound right. It wasn't until like right around 81, 82 is when they made improvements to speakers and equipment. Yeah, if everything goes well and I get a load right away that takes me down to Vegas, I'll be down there Saturday night. Shit, yeah. This time I may not get a rental. I'll just call an Uber. I am not driving a freaking Lamborghini again. That's not going to happen.
You'll get all the chicks.
Really?
I would think so. That's a hot ass car. If
Last
I
time
was
I
gay,
was
if I was gay for 5 minutes and you picked me up, we'd be going to the hotel.
the that was all they had.
Bag.
And when I drove up in the parking lot across the street from the club, I got out, and here's this guy. The thing comes up to just to about my thigh level. I was
Right.
like laying down on the pavement driving this thing, knees all up in the dashboard. It wasn't built for a tall individual. I
No.
get out and I'm stretching. It's like, ah, damn. And I start to walk across the street to where everybody is, and all the ladies were staring at me. Yeah. And I stopped and looked down. I was like, my fly undone. I went inside, got me a Diet Dr. Pepper, and they're like, Marky, why are the girls were staring at me out there? They're like, they were looking at the car you drove up in. I'm like, that junk heap? I think that car's a piece of shit. It is. Oh, it'll get up and go, but it's just not made for tall people.
Hmm.
No, the car is a gold digger magnet, is what it is. I
Well,
don't want a girl. I
see,
don't not want a woman to be interested in me because the car I'm driving. That's a gold digger.
if you see John Stamos, let me know.
In Vegas? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
He lives in LA.
Yeah, but a lot of people go to Vegas from LA. The traffic on I-15 is horrendous at times. People going back and forth from LA to Vegas.
John Stamos makes Marion moist.
Something tells me I know who that is, but I can't remember.
Full House.
Who?
He was in Full
played-
House. He
He
played
played Uncle
Uncle Jesse.
Uncle Jesse.
Oh, that guy? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, he shaved his head now.
No, it was a joke. But it was because of
Oh,
Dave.
it was?
Yeah, it was because Dave Coulier had cancer, but he beat it. John shaved his head in real life, but put a whatever type of cover on his hair. He had makeup artists work on that for him. So he was just trying to be nice to Dave.
Yeah, I remember his first acting job. He was in a soap opera, I believe it was General Hospital. His character name was Blake.
Now he's jamming on the drums with the Beach Boys
Yeah.
because they made cameos in the show.
Yeah, if you find the Beach Boys, let me know.
Hell, them guys are all in their 90s, for God's sake.
Yeah, but they still play.
I can see some rock group, some guys from other huge rock groups. Like, you get Tommy Lee as the drummer, and they're all in their 90s still playing. I'll guarantee you they'll come up with some ridiculous name and call it like colostomy bag or some shit like that. I'll guarantee you. Yeah. Because they got the same sense of humor I got. Like, forget that. We'll call it the Walker.
The Walker. I think Darren needs to go on vacation or do something to get some sleep and stuff after this job.
Well, he did a lot of hours. Good, I can go into that also.
Because they played a lot of Beach Boys on the Full House.
They made
Yeah, well,
appearances.
David Lee Roth renewed a lot of Beach Boy music.
They did a lot of cameos. And John Stamos played with them. They played the drums.
He's at a stop where he can take a piss.
Yeah. I'm about ready to bust. Just like Hank Hill would say. Walk into the bathroom door. Oh, I'm about ready to bust. It became a meme on White Tea. You'd open the door and you'd see all kinds of crazy crap that they come up with.
Yeah, you should hear some of the crazy stuff Josh comes up with.
What, the clips and videos and stuff?
No, when he needs to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, you guys hang on a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right. What do I say? What's so funny? All I say is take a piss.
No, you say much more funnier stuff than that.
Look who's here, Bruce.
Hey, yeah, I'm not gonna have much time, Josh.
That's fine. How you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. How are you? Hey, Sean.
Hey, Bruce.
Hey,
Trying to
Mary.
get better.
Yeah, I understand. Hey, brother Sean.
He is
Oh, brother Sean's got. I'm talking to Sean Williams. He's
Okay.
probably got about at least a dozen tabs open. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I was gonna be leaving here in just a minute. I got something I gotta go do, and so anyway, you battling trying to get that sugar down, huh?
Yeah. When I went to the hospital, it was at 600. Now it's down to 361, and they put me on a different medication. And
Well, are you taking the medication?
I just got it today. I haven't started yet, but I will tonight.
Okay.
It's called Jardiance.
Okay, I'm not familiar with it.
It's an extended release metformin, if you will.
Oh, okay.
Just a different form.
Well, I hope it works.
It also cuts back the sensitivity in my stomach for the side effects.
Right. I understand. Well, hopefully it'll work.
I also have to poke my finger now. I got a meter now, finally.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, you need that meter. And that meter's been, it's been a lifesaver for me. Having a meter, I can check my sugar every morning, and
how many times a day do you do it?
I'm just doing mine once. Now, I could do it more than once. I could do it twice, but usually my reading in the morning is good, and they haven't really, and because my readings are always good, they're not really pushing me that, oh, you gotta, now if my readings were, if I was getting high readings, they probably would insist that I do it twice a day. And for that matter, it would be for best that I do. But I usually check it once in the morning. Now, right offhand, I can't, it's been a long time since I've had a reading above 130.
So we want it lower than 120, is that right?
It needs to stay between 80 and 130.
Okay.
And my readings are usually between 1 and 110. Sometimes they go above 110. I've had them, even go up. Just occasionally, they'll go up to as much as 125 or 128, but usually they're down there between, now this is like, say, here in the past couple of months, most of the time they're staying right between 100 and 110. But now I did lose some weight too, and I think that was a big help. So seeing how yours was as high as it was, yeah, you're probably gonna need to take this medicine, and yeah, you probably need to prick your finger at least a couple of times a day. First thing in the morning before you eat anything, drink anything. I will say this, I might take just a tiny sip of water just to wet my mouth, but it's not enough to, create, a faulty reading. And it's just water. So I'll take a little sip just to wet my mouth. Because you know how it is when you first wake up in the morning, your mouth's dry and that kind of stuff, and not to mention it's just got a bad taste. And, so I'll do that. And, and then I'll check my blood pressure right after I do my test to make sure that it's doing okay. And but right offhand, hey, brother Sean, how are you doing?
Hi, Bruce.
Hey, Sean, how are you doing?
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
But anyway, yeah, you want those readings to get down to where they don't go above 130 in the morning. Now, let me explain something. That's your fasting sugar is first thing in the morning. You know, try to avoid it with your sugar being as high as it is. That's great, brother Sean. I'm glad to hear that. I'm doing good too. But
Oh, I almost thought you were talking to me, but
I'm
Sean
talking
Williams
to
is with
Sean
us.
Williams. Yeah.
Yeah, he's with us. I remembered that a few minutes ago. I'm glad that Josh mentions who comes in the chat because I can't see the chat. And I remember him mentioning Sean Williams because I almost responded. I'm like, well, wait a minute. He's probably talking to Sean Williams.
Yeah. Well, I call him Brother Sean or Brother Sean.
Uh-huh.
And then y'all's names are spelt differently. You got a W in yours, AW, and he's got EA. So
yeah, me and Sean Tuber had the same spelling.
Same spelling, right. Anyway, but you'll need to do that reading first thing in the morning and probably like 2 hours after you eat. Check it again.
Stay away from carbs. No bread, no potato.
Right.
And your sugar will go back to normal.
No added sugar. No carbs. You know. I'm gonna say this. Talk to a healthcare professional if you feel like you need to be on some kind of a diet for this. You might need it.
Yeah, believe it or not, the best diet for somebody that has type 2 diabetes is the Atkins diet because it's all meat. It's all protein.
Yeah. And you may want to consider doing something like that for a while because
I heard it's expensive though.
Well,
it can
That's because you're buying meat.
I mean, eat meats like you can eat fish, you can eat chicken, you can eat
chicken,
beef. I don't eat pork myself, but I guess you could eat pork. But you can do that. The thing about that is, yeah, you get a lot of protein, but then there's a lot of other vitamins that you're not getting that you could get through other foods. Like, certain types of vegetables that have certain vitamins that have certain nutrients, things like iron and just stuff like that, that your body needs.
Liver and onions, best source of iron right there.
Yeah, they say onions have some carbs in them.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they told me at Perry Health. That's who I'm doing my diabetes work with, and they've been very good too. Anyway, but yeah, I just prick my finger first thing in the morning, and then I don't worry about it. Unless my reading happens to be high first thing in the morning. which would basically be above 130. Now, when you do that, like say 2 hour after you eat, it's going to be above 130 because you're not fasting anymore. You've actually had something to eat, so it's going to be a bit higher. Now, you need to talk to your doctor or whoever's working with you on this about, diets, and what is considered acceptable, when you do like that, 2 hour after you eat, checking your sugar,
Yeah, I've never heard of a level as high as that.
Well, that's very high. And in fact, I'm surprised they didn't tell you that you were type 1 and put you on insulin.
They said, my doctor said yesterday, you should be on insulin. I said, nope. I want to just do pills, walking, eating right, whatever I got to do. I don't want to have to do so much because I wouldn't know where I just clean myself off at, and I would poke the wrong place.
It's, from what I understand, is probably not that difficult because, see, you're not looking for a vein. All you're trying to do is inject it into your body, into the muscle of your body, probably on either arm. You might want to, and see, once again, you would need to talk with a professional about that.
Yeah, drink lots of water.
Yeah.
A good one would be the Propel brand, like I do, because they got different flavors, and I like the mango if I can ever find it.
But whatever you do, look, you got to read the labels on anything that you buy at the grocery store. That comes in a can or in a box. Yeah. Frozen vegetables, they're not going to have anything added to them.
Oh,
but vegetables that are in a can, they're going to slip in stuff. There may be added sugars.
Yeah, if you ever want something sweet, the best thing to do is to have cinnamon rolls, because cinnamon is really good at fighting type 2.
Okay.
You don't want to take a spoonful of cinnamon and it dry your mouth up and you're like, ugh! No. Just have some cinnamon rolls if you want something sweet.
Yeah, mine hadn't been too bad. I mean, I just, I'll eat a hamburger, but I eat whole wheat bread. So I don't go out and buy hamburger buns. I don't eat any kind of white bread. I'll eat rice sometimes. I don't eat it all the time.
Yeah. Bruce, isn't pumpernickel pretty good too?
Probably so, but I'd have to look it up.
I was just going by what I was hearing.
Right. I'll tell you something that is good, and that's broccoli.
Oh, yeah. Steamed broccoli, that drives me nuts anyway.
Steamed broccoli, you can't go wrong eating steamed broccoli. But now that cheese that they, like if you go in a place like Golden Corral or somewhere like that, and you walking around the vegetable area, they usually have cheese there, melted cheese, along with the broccoli. I would refrain from eating that cheese. It may have added sugar in it.
Yeah, but like a black pepper or red pepper, whatever you like, is real good for it. It gives it flavor.
Yeah.
I usually use that cracked black pepper where you turn the thing and it grinds it in the little thing. Right.
Yeah. And see, another thing too, if you're trying to lose weight, laying off cheese will help with that. Because cheese can be it's not a fat, but it's a dairy product.
And it's a protein though.
It is a protein. But it's got it usually contains milk.
Yeah,
Okay.
yogurt is good too.
Yeah, it comes from a cow. And if it's coming from a cow, nothing against cow. I mean, I eat beef all the time. You know, in fact, I love a good steak or a good hamburger or a roast, something like that. Uh, you know, but
But beef fills you up quick too,
yeah,
and it stays with you.
it'll
Like
stick
if,
with you. It'll stick with
like,
your stick to your ribs. You know.
yeah, if I had time, I wanted to stop at the Big Texan. I usually get a 16-ounce sirloin with some jalapenos, just
Mm,
that alone, and I can barely finish it. But
yeah,
I won't eat. I won't be eating all day long. That's how
right.
long it'll stay with you. All that beef, it's like, oh,
I'm a little guy, so I can't. You know, I mean, I'm short, and you know, if I try to eat a steak that big, I can't finish it, and I usually have to, you know, uh, if I like, if I did order a steak that big in a restaurant, I'd probably have to take half of it home.
yeah. But
You know,
don't try the raw jalapeno like I do. I'm immune. It
yeah,
might be too much heat for you, Josh.
yeah. If you're not eating spicy food like that, yeah, you might want to kind of inch your way into that slowly. You know, if you're interested in eating stuff like
But
that.
but boy, it makes a steak taste really good. You take a
Oh
bite of your steak, and as you're chewing it, you bite into the jalapeno. That's some good stuff.
yeah. Uh, but anything that's got added sugar, that's what you need to avoid. And right now, with your sugar being as high as it is, you don't need to be trying to eat anything that's got sugar in it at all.
Well,
If
there goes our
you drink,
weekend.
if you're drinking soda
Yeah,
pops like Coca Colas, Pepsis, whatever, uh,
get rid of it.
you need to go to like, yeah, I would say with your situation, with your sugar being as high as it is, I wouldn't drink any soda pops. I would go strictly
Right
water.
here, right here, Josh.
That's what I usually
And,
drink right there.
and it makes me piss like a racehorse.
Yeah. And if you drink,
But
if, if you
I'm
drink
sorry,
coffee,
Bruce.
that's okay. If you drink coffee, drink it black. No cream, no sugar. Black.
Yeah.
Well, you could use the artificial, like the Splenda or the
Yeah,
what's
you
the
could do
the
that.
the green one.
Yeah, if you
I can't
can't.
remember the green one.
Yeah, what I did was I used to put 2 teaspoons of sugar and some creamer in my coffee every day, and I would drink several cups of that every day, and that's part of why I started having problems was because I was consuming a lot of sugar doing that, and white sugar, that's the worst. That is the worst. That's like poison to you. Uh, you know.
Yeah, I told my folks, I told my mother, I said, well, do I eat anything at all? Do I fast? Because I feel like I can't eat anything anymore. And I can, but I'm one that doesn't look at labels, and now I have to. And
If you
Right,
do decide to fast, what you need to do is the day before you decide to do a fast, is you need to, drink plenty of water.
yeah, Josh. Like when I want to eat something and not have to wait, I'll go to the dog roller. I'll buy me a couple of sausages, just no buns. Perfectly
Yeah.
fine.
hmm Yeah, there's people that, they get rid of bread, you know.
yeah, I can manage without the bread. That's one thing I'd cut
I
down.
usually get a couple of sausages, and I go to where you can get all the fixings they got, and I usually pile on a bunch of jalapenos. Oh, I like jalapeno.
Your asshole's gonna burn.
Yeah, your asshole's gonna burn, and you got fire coming out your mouth and smoke
Well,
coming
if you're not used to it,
out.
I'm used to it.
Listen,
Yeah, I know. I'm just joking,
that's-
but
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. I don't eat too much spicy stuff.
Now,
But-
like when I come down here and I get the tacos out of the or burritos out of the carts, Josh, that's some real Mexican food. Now, everything in it is good. You got meat and all these vegetables, but you're worried about like the wrap that they use. Don't you have them use the flour tortilla? Have them use the corn tortilla. That's better than the flour. The corn tortilla has a lot less sugar in it than the flour tortilla.
But
Plus,
it's
the corn tortillas taste better.
Are they starch?
I don't believe so. But the corn tortillas taste better anyway.
Hmm. So Bruce, I went out today and I had a job interview for a second job,
Yeah.
and it's working for the school systems here in town,
Okay.
janitor. But it's really nice too. I like the hours, 4 to 8. It's after school, not messing with anybody. No one's bothering me.
Kids will be out of school by then.
Yeah.
Now, see, the thing about a lot of the schools, of course, once, summer gets here and the kids are out of school for the summer, you may not have any work for a while, but there again, that's something that you would probably find out. They may have something for you to do. I don't know, I remember as a kid growing up, we would see the janitors out mowing grass
Oh yeah,
and stuff like that. So they may have them still coming in and doing that kind of stuff. And see,
trimming the bushes.
getting out sweating, that'll be good for you.
Yeah, you're trimming the bushes. Gardening kind of stuff.
Yeah,
If they got
getting out
flowers or whatnot.
Yeah. So working up a good sweat, that's good for you. And, even if it's just getting out and walking. But, if it's 100, if you got a heat index of 110 outside, I wouldn't recommend you walk at that particular time of day.
Yeah, over 100 degrees. That's unbearable for anybody.
Right.
And
I can tolerate it to about 90, and then it starts. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can do it for a little while, but I'm going back inside.
Yeah, I heard that. But if you do find yourself in a situation where you have to be outside in extreme heat like that, make sure you got some water there because you got to stay hydrated.
And try to stay in the shade.
Yeah, try not to get out in the sun because that'll blister you. And not only that, that'll help. That will also go a long way toward dehydrating your body, and you don't want that to happen. You gotta, it's going to be tough trying to do it without any kind of medication. Thankfully you got something there, to help you, and hopefully it'll work. But, if you can manage to lose, some weight, that will be very helpful in getting rid of this, or at least get it down to where, with sugar that high, you may always be diabetic. I don't know. I can't say that for sure, but, there have been some people that had, became type 2 and they beat it. And it was because they took very good care of themselves. They cut out all sweets, all carbs,
For the most part, it's not the food itself. It's here in America. We add high fructose corn syrup to damn near everything. That's
Yeah,
what's giving everybody type 2
right.
diabetes. They
Corn
need to
syrup.
eliminate that.
Yeah, corn syrup and anything where it says that they've added sugar to it. If they've added sugar to it, put it back on the shelf. You're going to probably have to cut out stuff like barbecue sauce.
So over in
ketchup.
the Asian countries, they're so damn thin.
Yeah, because they don't eat all that stuff. And here in America, they process so much of the food.
Which meant they won't allow it.
Yeah, you don't know what's in it, you know. So just be very careful.
Yeah, other countries don't allow. Other countries do not allow GMOs and high fructose corn syrup in their food.
Exactly.
Well, what if you're in Bangkok?
That's why when I was over there for
You know what?
I was over there for 3 weeks and I dropped 60 pounds.
Yeah. In the Philippines,
And I didn't
they
do anything different.
in the Philippines they add sugar to a lot of food. But if you were in Thailand, it would be different.
But if you're in Bangkok, can you lose weight?
Well, you probably could. You could lose weight anywhere.
Yeah, because well, Josh, you're not going to eat much of their food anyway.
You know.
What the fuck is this?
It is it
Because it moves on the plate?
you need to like, what you got to do is when you buy vegetables, you're going to either have to go with fresh vegetables out of the produce section, or you're going to have to go with frozen vegetables that have not been done anything to except they frozen. And you know, canned stuff, you got to read the labels. And because you need to know what's in that stuff. Box dinners like Hamburger Helper or any of those kind of things, you got to read the labels. And
Yeah,
if
like
it's got added sugar, if it's got corn syrup, anything like that, fructose, just any of that kind of stuff, you gotta remove it.
Yeah, when my mom invited me over to the house when she made her spaghetti, I had the sauce, but not the noodles. Plus,
Yeah,
it's the sauce that'll knock your socks off. My mom made a hell of a sauce.
that's good. But
That's the only I only went over there to eat the sauce.
if you buy like spaghetti sauce in a jar, just about every single one of them have added sugar in them. Baked beans, added sugar.
And you buy them dried in one of those bags where they sell rice. Those beans are perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to buy, like, if you buy beans, you may want to just buy them that are in a bag, dried beans. I mean, you take them home, and I think you got to soak them and
Boil
do
them.
that kind of stuff. You got to do a little more work on them.
Hey, Bruce, I think those beans in the bag taste better than the can.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, even the frozen vegetables, like frozen peas, frozen turnip greens, frozen broccoli. All that stuff tastes better than any of that stuff that's in a can. You know, I'll be honest, as far as canned vegetables go, even English peas, something you wouldn't think they would add sugar to, it's got added sugar in it if you buy it in the can.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I did.
I bought a lot of green beans yesterday.
Green beans are good.
Yeah.
Broccoli's better, but
Bar-
green beans are good.
I always thought when I ate broccoli that it would kill me in the next hour.
No, it'll be good for you. And
Green
stuff like
beans
spinach.
you can eat all day long.
Yeah.
And eat as much as you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like when you season vegetables like that, some people like to add something like some brown sugar to it. Don't do that. You can put garlic powder in that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I put beef bouillon.
You can do that. But look on the label and make sure there's no added
I
sugar.
have to be
Some of
careful.
those bouillons,
Has a lot of salt.
yeah, they got salt. But you also need to check and make sure there's no added sugar.
Well, yeah.
Because see, that's what you got to cut out. You got to cut out anything that's got added sugar, and it can be tough. I know. I had to make a lot of changes. I had to I had to clean out my cabinet and that kind of stuff, because I had food here that had added sugar in the cans. That was food in the can, and I had to I can't eat it. I won't eat it. I haven't eaten spaghetti in forever because the spaghetti sauce I was buying ragu. Just, because I don't, I'm not a chef or anything, so I don't know how, I know there's probably ways you can make it without having added sugar in it, but, I'm not a big cooking expert and I don't really like to spend that much time in the kitchen. I had a friend that made spaghetti sauce from scratch, and it seemed like it took forever for that stuff
Yeah.
to get made.
If the Food and Drug Administration would outlaw high fructose corn syrup, then our country's health would get a lot better.
You'd see people's sugar going down, and see they, like I say, that's why you got to read those labels. You might want to research on Google and just find out what all different kinds of things that have sugar in it, and
My mother said look something up like a list of what diabetics are allowed to have to eat.
that's a good idea. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Well, listen to your mom because she knows.
And then after a couple of months of doing this, and if you've done it right, when you go to try to have something sweet, it's going to hit your tongue, and you're going to be like, "Whoa!"
Yeah,
You're going to be like, "Whoa!"
You'll actually get to you'll actually after you haven't had anything sweet for a while, when you go to try to just for example, I quit putting cream and sugar in my coffee and I started drinking it black. And yeah, it was yuck at first, but I got used to it. And then I tried putting cream and sugar back in the coffee again. And you know what? I couldn't stand it.
Yeah, it was like way too sweet. Yeah.
Sweet tea's the same way. I
That's
can't
the
hardly
way I
stand
got
sweet tea.
when I was in the hospital, because they serve it to you black. And I couldn't stand it black. And then I got used to it. And then when I got back home, I about couldn't stand it.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I can't. I won't ever drink my coffee any other way except black. With nothing else added to it.
Yeah, like if you have a piece of cake, also, you'll find yourself stripping the icing off and just eating the cake part. I had to do that
And
because
see,
it was
even
way too sweet.
yeah, even that's got some sugar in it. It's not as bad as the icing. But
Yeah, that stripped the icing off because it was way too sweet for my taste
Right.
buds.
Yeah, I don't. A lot of those, especially like if you buy that, if you go to you buy a cake that's already made in the grocery store and take it home, and gosh, That icing, man. And you know, I've even heard some things about that kind of icing too that they use on those cakes, that it's all that it's got like shortening in it, and just, you know, it's just not good. Not good. We got a visitor out there in the chat. Oh, okay, fun. Well, anyway, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to go, Josh, because I gotta go somewhere right quick.
Okay, I have a question.
Huh?
I have a question. If I get Prego spaghetti sauce, does that mean I'll get pregnant after eating it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
If you mess with Sammy, you will.
Oh Lord.
Oh my.
You need to stay away from never mind. But
No, I'm about to get off here. So
yeah, just watch those labels, and like I say, you know, buy frozen vegetables, and
Oh, Josh, I know in Kroger stores, if you ask a clerk, where would your diabetes section would be, and they'll show it to you. Because I remember when I worked for Kroger, I had to do that. I'm like, oh, it's all over here. I said, these cereals are really good. They're high in fiber and make you, you know, they'll clean your intestines out.
yeah, that's true. And I do eat some foods that have fiber in it, you know, like filled peas and you know, stuff like that. And they told me that that was good for you, actually, you know. To,
I got my
Oh, yeah.
medicine that cleans my intestines up.
here we go.
oh boy. Oh man. But yeah, just be careful. It's going to be a trial going through all this. I know, because you're probably going to have to make some big changes. But those changes will be good, not just for you, but for Marion as well.
Mm-hmm. And you'll feel good too.
Yeah, you'll feel better.
Yeah. I appreciate it, Bruce, for all the
Yeah,
information.
you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm, you know, glad to, you know, share what I know, you know. But I don't know as much as the experts, you know, and so they are the ones you really need to consult, and you know, don't rule out the possibility that you might need to. I mean, I don't know. You say you got a meter now.
Yeah.
Or you check your, all right. See, I got mine through Medicare.
Same here. Medicaid.
Medicaid, okay, all right.
It's called AccuCheck.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Anyway, Josh,
Yeah.
it's okay to have something sweet like once a week, just one. You know, like maybe a pint of Ben and Jerry's once a week, like on a movie night or something, and you enjoy it one night a week. Well, a pint of Ben and Jerry, that's fine.
But what if you have the sugar living at home and it won't go away?
Well, then I wouldn't do it if you can't get your sugar down.
I'm referring
you
to
get
this.
sugar.
I'm referring to this bag of sugar.
I can't look at the screen.
Oh, well, I don't know what to tell you there. You better talk to your healthcare professional about that.
Because that's not going to affect you. You know, one night a week on like a Friday night watching a movie, you know, have a pint of Ben and Jerry's. Not
But
going
we
to
also
kill you.
have to
Not
watch
gonna
out
affect-
because it's dairy and I'm lactose.
Oh, you're
told
lactose
me-
intolerant? Oh.
Now, they did tell me this. Perry Health did. They said you can have pizza once in a while, but get thin crust.
Yes.
No hand toss. No, you know, deep pan
Hey,
because you
Bruce.
get a lot of carbs.
Yeah, Bruce. That thin crust pizza at Pizza Hut. It's like
Mhm.
having a pizza on a cracker.
Well, yeah, that's how it is at all the pizza places, Mazzio's, uh, just about any of them. It's thin crust. That's exactly what it is. It's like a cracker. You're not getting nowhere near as many carbs as you would if you're eating hand tossed or
Oh
pizza.
yeah.
And that's you know. And I used to work at Mazzio's, and I saw them making it. You know, they put that dough in there, and got that mixer, and it mixes it all up, and they sit there and do that for quite a while. And that was mostly I think for those deep pan pizzas that they sold, and which I'll have to admit those are good. But you know, you're trying to get rid of all that, and those crusts. There's a lot of carbs in it, probably even some added sugar. But thin crust, you're not going to be dealing with a lot of that. So,
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it.
oh yeah, you're welcome. And but yeah, do like your mom said. I think that was a great idea. Just do a list. Look up on Google. You can Google it.
Oh, and
And
a good thing, Josh, is as far as I know, you don't drink at all, do you?
Unless I masturbate, I do drink, but other than that,
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. If you don't stay away from alcohol, but I don't think you have that issue.
No.
alcohol has sugar in it.
Yeah, the alcohol will it'll metabolize
Not
the
only
sugar.
that, but I mean, even if you drink beer, you're getting carbs. You know, but if you're drinking liquor, you're getting sugar because that's
Yeah, that
sweet. And see,
your body will.
corn has sugar in it.
Yeah, I miss corn, but it's not gay corn. It's straight.
Right. It's still got sugar in it.
That's what I was told, and then my ass started shaking differently.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate it. I'll look things up. I've been trying to look the list up, but I don't know how to word it.
Well, just go to Google and let's see. Here, let me do something here. Just type in something like foods for diabetics. Foods for diabetics to eat. And if do you have high blood pressure?
No, actually, it was low yesterday. 60 over 90 or 90 over 60. I don't know what it was.
Very low. That's too low.
I do.
Yeah, the bottom number is a little high, but not too alarming. But that top number is way too low.
Yeah, that top number needs to be up closer to 120.
Well, it was at 115 one day, and then it dropped to 90. I don't know why or how. I don't feel any different when that happens. Oh, you know what I do say though when they're checking my vitals? I go, so I'm not dying? No, hon, you're good. This
Okay.
time, they say this time you're good.
If you go to Google, type in foods for diabetics, and there's going to be a thing that's going to drop down. And what I'm seeing here on mine, it says food for diabetics to eat. Foods for diabetics with high blood pressure. Foods for diabetics to avoid. Food for diabetics type 1. Food for diabetics with diarrhea. Food for diabetics with high cholesterol. Yeah, I know.
Well, but most of what they eat's going to give you diarrhea regardless.
Food for diabetics
You're
PDF.
going to go.
You can get a PDF list. You can print that up or something. Foods for diabetics type 2. Food for diabetics list. So you got a few choices there. And, you know, I would say look at the list. There's 2 lists here that would apply to you, Josh. One
Right.
would be food for diabetics to eat, and then food for diabetics to avoid.
Okay.
So you can type that in and see what it does, you know, and see what it pulls up, you know, and just do that, and hopefully that'll help, you know,
Yeah.
and because I think your mom's right. That's probably the best advice you could have gotten right there from your mother.
Yeah. Just to let you guys know, we're going to be out of town the 5th to the 8th of May to go to a funeral for a friend's family. They invited us, and
Yeah,
I've already told work and stuff.
I'll be going to Texas that week, so I won't be around either.
Where in Texas?
I'm going to visit my sisters. So 2 of them live live right outside of Austin, and then one of them lives over near Marble Falls at a little place called Horseshoe Bay. I'll probably stay at the house at Horseshoe Bay because they've got plenty of room. That's my sister, one of my sisters, and she's, you know, that's her and her husband. But the other 2 sisters share an apartment in Cedar, I think it's Cedar Hill, which is right outside of Austin. And I don't know how long I'll be there. Probably go ahead and just stay a whole week, you know.
Yeah, Josh, where he's
Yeah.
going in Austin is 30 miles north on I-35. I can't remember what exit number, but the house is right off the interstate a couple miles to the east is where the house is from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the newer version of it.
Oh,
Right. Okay. Arlie Emery version?
Yes. But it's a real house and it's a real farm, and the people are sick and tired of people coming up. That's why they had to put that gate and the fencing around it. And they put signs up, you come on this property, we will shoot you. They believe in no trespassing in Texas.
oh yeah, definitely. That's a big no-no in Texas. Sure is.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it, guys.
All right, you're welcome. I'm gonna hop on down, and anyway, you take care.
Yeah.
Wish you luck on this.
I'll keep you informed.
Yeah, keep me informed. I'll keep you in my prayers.
I love you, Bruce. Thank you.
You're welcome. Y'all take care. Good to see you, Sean.
Good seeing you, Bruce.
Yeah, I'll see y'all later.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, Sean, I appreciate your information too.
Because I was type 2 for a little while, I had it under control, and just because I cut out, carbs and everything. And then the problem is I was becoming hypoglycemic. My sugar was dropping too low, and I'd start shaking. Oh, I hate that feeling.
How'd you control that?
I would always have an emergency Reese cups nearby. Within a couple of minutes, that sugar from the peanut butter hit you, and you're like, oh, I feel so much better. And I'd stop shaking.
Okay.
didn't you tell us that you were like that now?
Yeah, at times there for a while. It's been about a year or two since it's happened to me, but it would happen to me every now and then. My blood sugar would plummet. Cher remembers it.
Oh, okay.
So I'd be talking to her, and all of a sudden I'd just start shaking and get cold. It's like I got to pull in this truck stop and get me some sugar right away.
My mother also said, like with the diarrhea that happens with the metformin afterwards, like 3 to 4 hours later, like the constant that I used to have, it's actually getting rid of the sugar that you don't need
Yes.
when you're having to go all the time.
And drinking a lot of Propel water like I do is good for your kidneys and everything and your liver because it flushes your system out. If your urine is looking yellow to brown, that's bad. If it's coming out looking clear, that's perfect. That means you're getting well hydrated and your system is being flushed out.
Yeah. But anyway, it's good talking to you. We'll do it again.
All right. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, see you.
Bye bye.
All right, everybody. Who the hell's Joe?
Been following you for a few weeks and a couple of months. It's nice to meet you, Josh. I've been following your channel. You seem like a really nice person, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
You as well.
Thank you. I'm from the East Coast. I live in Baltimore. That's my Baltimore Ravens logo. But I know you would. I've been watching you, Josh. I know, but I know you've been dealing with your health problems. How is your health, big dog? I hope you're feeling good. Please.
I'm trying. I'm doing okay. I appreciate it.
One day at a time, right? One day at a time. That's all you can do, right? One day at a time.
Right.
And one thing I will also say, I know you're not in the mood to do it, but your Mrs. Doubtfire impression, probably the best impression I've ever heard. But don't, you know what I'm saying? But take it easy. Thank you for letting me up, sir.
Okay.
I'm going to do this is what I look like, Josh. I really have been following your channel, and it's a pleasure to like come up and meet you. I can be very obnoxious and talk, so I will leave your panel. But thank you very much for letting me on, and I pray for your health and Miriam's health. I pray for both of you guys very much. Okay, thank you for letting me on, Josh.
Anytime.
Continue prayer always. Thank you very much, sir. You
Anytime.
take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, buddy. See you.
Thank you. He looks so much like Dale. Anybody else want to come up? It's fine. Open panel. Joe, if you're still listening, can you give me a thumbs up in the chat or something? Or a wave so I know you're still here? I do appreciate you being here. That was awesome. Thanks for all the compliments and the help and the niceness. You can come back anytime. And I appreciate the fact that you like my Mrs. Doubtfire. You said it's the best one you've heard yet. A lot of people like it. I've practiced on that one. So. I was going to get off here, but everybody come back next time I'm on. Comment and like on all my videos if you can. And I will try to do this again. I do it every couple of days or every day. I don't know. Just when I'm bored, I need something to do. Keep my mind focused on something, you know? But thanks for all the health compliments and comments and help. I will try to keep everybody updated as much as I can. I'm trying to get a second job, trying to help my wife out, travel. I just got a lot going on. Just keep me in your prayers and thoughts and think about me, and I can take all the advice I can. I'd greatly appreciate it. But I love you all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching. Keep supporting. And as always, it's a great way to stay in shape. Oh, Joe Shipley? Okay. I know who you are now. I really thought you hated me or something. That's why I haven't seen you till now. But I appreciate you being here. Please come back. Go ahead, Buns. Whatever you got to do. So, Joe, you remind me of a friend of mine out in California, but I kind of thought that was him with a fake name. But thank you for showing up. Appreciate it. Like I said, come back anytime if you see me on. Don't be a stranger. Hop on the panel if you want with all my friends. Just introduce yourself and mind your P's and Q's. We'll get through this. And I love you, sir. Thank you. And you really think my Mrs. Doubtfire is one of the greatest you've seen yet? That was awesome of you for saying that. A lot of people would love that. But I think it annoys a few, but I know some of the females that are on here, some of my other friends like it. You know. Thank you, dear. I appreciate it so much. Oh, it's so wonderful to have great compliments but like yourself, dear. Oh, dear. Thank you. See, you thought I wasn't in the mood, right? I can do it anytime. Yep. But let your friends and everybody know, like share me out sometime and everything. And if they like comedy or whatever and stuff like that, this is where I perform how I get better, because I want to do voiceover eventually. Because I've got a lot of good impressions that I've been working on. So you like the what's that team? Baltimore.
Josh,
What?
I need you to come into
But anyway, Joe, everybody else, thanks for showing up. Thanks for all the knowledge, things like that. I'll do what I can to get all that done. And we'll do this again. I've got to get going now. Peace be with you all. Please come back. Until next time, America. Tools out.